There's going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
Have you ever wondered what killed your marriage to Steph in '03?
First of all, I was married to Bridget in '03.
January 1st, I'm out of here.
You realize the phase after retirement looks a little bit like this?
You quit school, you quit work.
Dad?
Now, Jack, there's an interesting balance in the beginning of the film where your character is, his father does not accept what he wants to do. He doesn't accept that you want to go out and do this. This is your passion. This is what you want to do for a living. And
Yeah.
as actors, when you first started off your careers, were your parents always supportive of this decision you wanted to make to go into the acting business, or was there ever any fight between that?
My father and mother were supportive. I think they were just glad that I was having some success doing something. Because for a while there, it looked like it was a meltdown. And they were going to have to just cut me loose. But then I started to get some traction. And they're like, oh, thank God. He's going to move out.
Yeah. Steve, for you?
Well, I started as a stand-up comedian, and that was kind of odd act. So there's a real lack of understanding of what I was doing from my parents. And it was only later when I had success that they understood.
Yeah.
You
But
call
they
that
didn't yeah.
call that comedy?
Kind of was a bit like that. Yeah.
But then once you got some success, then they were excited, I guess is it?
They were only excited about the success. But what I was doing, there was a lot of, let's call it witholding.
Yeah.
But wait a second. But then after the huge thing, did they go, oh, now I get it? No.
Never with really performing. With writing, I got some credit for that.
Great talking to you.
I just want to do something big, you know?
We need a little adventure.
I'm doing a big year.
Big year to do all the things we never could.
Now,
You'd think they'd be exhausted by now.
Race to the bottom.
they're turning their quest
They're men, dear. If they ever stop competing, they die.
into the ultimate competition.
This is my year. I'm going to make my mark.
Was there one moment where your parents said, "My son has made it"? Was there that one moment?
I think is when I remember my mother said to me, I went to the supermarket the other day, and I was in line, and when they found out I was your mother, they went crazy. I'm thinking, well, how'd they find out? You had to tell them.
That sounds like my dad. Yeah. My dad said he had just gone to see a movie, and he said there was a really nice woman in the audience. He went to see like an early show, and I was talking to her, and I know that my dad just went up and introduced himself and said, he's my father.
You, Jack?
I think I started this whole thing off. I talked about my parents. I don't want to talk about them anymore, okay?
Whoa.
Next question.
Oh, I've seen this happen. I've seen this happen.
This is
Yeah.
where he
I've
goes.
seen
Oh
this
my
happen.
gosh!
Yeah, I gotta hold him back.
You literally.
No.
I thought you were really mad.
No.
The peeps.
No, he does this every third interview.
Just loses
Do you have
it.
those ropes?
Can't miss the flight. There's not another one for a week.
Sucks for him.
Yeah. Cooking.
Yeah.
From the director of The Devil Wears Prada and Marley and Me,
One of us has to beat this SOB.
when it comes to comedy,
Did you just do a victory dance?
No. Maybe. Yes, I did.
go big or go home.
You bought me drinks and got what you wanted.
Really?
You don't want to know.
Your characters in the film, they had this interesting juggling act where they have to deal with their passion for the big year, but also juggling their families and what they're going through. As actors, especially Owen, your wife in the film, I mean, she's like distraught. You're gone all the time. You're putting the big year before her. As actors, when was that moment in your careers where you actually were able to find that balance where you could juggle your passion for acting and also, with your families? Where was that moment?
I don't think that it was so much ever looking to try to figure out like a balance. I do remember sort of that I was filming, away, not many movies get filmed in Los Angeles, and being away a lot and making an effort to sort of enjoy where I was more.
Right.
And then I was very successful at that, where I'd be in Slovakia and go, I could live here.
Yeah.
And that sort of continued. But yeah, you don't want to be, someplace and be, I wish I was back home all the time. So yeah, it was just sort of making that sort of adjustment to kind of just try more.
Well, when I started, movies were made in Los Angeles, so almost every movie I made for 10 years was made in Los Angeles. And then every once in a while, you'd go on location to Texas or something. And in fact, that sort of ended around Roxanne or Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, where we really were on location. And then as, in my life now, it's sort of luxurious, and to go live in an apartment for 3 months somewhere else is not my thrill anymore, not as attractive as it once was when you're younger and you're kind of like seeking adventure.
Right.
You don't want to go live in Shreveport, Louisiana for 3 months? Come on, that's where the biggest year is being filmed.
Steve Martin, Jack Black, Owen Wilson.
Most people wake up one day and realize they didn't do everything they wanted to do.
Am I nuts, Edith?
Are you asking me as a therapist or as a wife?
Which one is cheaper?
This is incredible, isn't it? Unless there's a freak blizzard. I shouldn't have said there's gonna be a freak blizzard. I jinxed it.
The Big Year.